Good evening and welcome to RMC Stadium here in Truman, Arkansas. I'm Kevin Bishop alongside Evan Bishop, and we're going to bring this homecoming game to you tonight as Truman is celebrating their homecoming conference game against Blytheville. This game could go either way. I mean, Blytheville is down a little bit this year. Truman kind of started hot, but then it's kind of been a little bit slow lately. So had some injuries, different things go on, but I know the sentiment is the Wildcats feel like they're going to pick up a conference win tonight, Evan.
They need to. I mean, this is very important for playoff standings. Right now, Truman is 6th in the playoff standings. Blytheville is 5th. So top 5 teams go to the playoffs. And, I mean, if you're Truman, this is a must-win game tonight. Not only with it being homecoming, but when you're looking at these playoff implications, it's very important.
Yeah, you know, our next 2 games on the schedule consist of Batesville Southside, which is first in the conference right now, beat a very good Highland team. Isn't that correct, Evan? They beat Highland, so Batesville Southside sits alone at first place. It's going to be a tough feat, and then we do have Cave City. Cave City's a little bit down, but again, this game tonight could determine if Blytheville or if Truman goes to the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is.
Like I was saying earlier this year, Batesville Southside might be the team that makes a run in 4A this year. They are super talented, so that's going to be a rough game for the Wildcats. But, I mean, anything can happen on Friday night, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Well, of course, we had homecoming festivities earlier tonight, pep rally earlier today, and so Truman fired up as we've had the homecoming parade, and this crowd right now, as you'll start to see them on your screen, they are on their feet, and here come your Wildcats. Captains for tonight's game was number 60, Keenan Swan, number 10, Braden Highsaw. So Braden Highsaw and Keenan Swan were our captains, and Evan, I think we've got everybody healthy tonight from what I hear.
Yeah, I think we're all good and ready to go.
Again, if you're tuning in tonight, Evan and I would love to hear from you. You can comment on YouTube. Feel free, if we have any connectivity issues out there, to let us know. We'll do our very best to get those fixed. It is kind of a well-oiled machine up here in this press box. A lot of things going on at once, but hopefully no technical difficulties. But if you see something out there, we'll try to get it corrected. And I was saying earlier, Evan, it feels more like opening week with the temperature as opposed to, week 8. Temperatures were in the 80s today, barely out of the 80s right at kickoff. And I think the low tonight only gets down to about 70 degrees. So it's going to be a warm night.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the Wildcats will receive. I didn't pay attention if we won the toss and deferred or
taking the football here.
I apologize. If Blytheville won the toss and deferred or if we're taking it. But I like being on offense first, so we need to come out. This offense has been led by the senior Tony Postel, and he's put up all conference numbers for sure. Maybe, a chance to push towards that all-state. And they lined up, and the ball is kicked, and we're underway here at RMC Stadium. Wildcats will return it.
Brandon
Dome. I do see a flag fly up there, Evan. Brandon Dome with a nice way to start the game.
Mm-hmm. Brandon's been banged up a little bit this year, but he's coming back here completely healthy. But it looks like this one might be getting called back against the Wildcats.
Yeah, personal foul, face mask. Oh, against Blytheville.
Face mask against Blytheville, so that's going to add 15 yards on that already great return.
Tack 15 onto the end of that. And you're right, Brandon, not only has he fought injury, but had COVID a couple weeks ago. Went home with over 100-degree temperature earlier in the day on Friday. Didn't play, and it's been key games. Highland, he was out at Highland, banged up a little bit last week. So we'll see if the Wildcats can punch it in here early.
Looks like Truman's going to take the ball at the 20-yard line. Looks like we got some motion for number 6, Braden Whitsitt. Katie Donovan under center. Braden Witz is going to cut it up, and that's a touchdown for your Truman Wildcats.
Appreciate those out there watching. I've heard from Miss Coach Daly Taylor. Evan, they were saying we were having a little bit of trouble hearing you. We might have had you away from that mic there. We'll try to increase that. So that's what you like to see if you're a Wildcat fan. On the board early. Whitsitt, just a sophomore, runs like a senior. Punches it in for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats don't have an extra point kicker, a place kicker this year, so they will line up to go for 2. Man in motion, ball handed off. Dome. That looked like might have been a busted play there, Evan.
Gavin Cubitt on the carry.
Yeah, Gavin was wrapped up immediately. Wildcat. Oops. I'm over here hitting mics and everything else. The Wildcats up 6-0. If you stay tuned during halftime tonight, we will be doing the senior high homecoming court. The Queen was crowned earlier today at the homecoming pep rally. Of course, Truman tradition. Tonight they're walked out by dad, grandfather, significant other in their family that'll walk them out on the field. And it's just homecoming for Truman is a tradition. I mean, they do it like no other. We still do the floats. We have the homecoming parade.
We got Braden Highsaw on the kick for Truman.
Little pooch kick. And we saw the Wildcats do that quite a bit last year. Blytheville will have an opportunity to return it.
Number 11. And it looks like there's flags thrown on this play too.
We got Chris Nance out there. Go Cats. Remember when Chris used to tote the ball back years ago? He was in your dad's class. That'd be class of 2000.
Looks like we'll get an illegal block in the back on Blytheville.
So 2 big penalties early for Blytheville. The first one gave Truman an extra 15 yards on top of what was a great return by Brandon Dome. And then here Blytheville returns the pooch kick to about the 50-yard line. But this penalty is from the spot of the foul, so this is they cost themselves 20-plus yards on that penalty, as they will have the ball at about the 28, 29-yard line. And he's got a lot of grass in front of him down the sideline, Evan, and
knocked out at 40.
Right at the last minute, knocked out of bounds. The last guy that could make the tackle knocked him out of bounds. We will try to do our very best to get the kids' names called out tonight. It does get tough trying to watch from the screen. We're watching a monitor, so sometimes making out the numbers. So please know that we're not intentionally leaving a kid's name out, that we try to touch on everyone we can. Blytheville, first down and 10 in Truman territory on about the 40-yard line.
2 running back set. He's wrapped up.
He's wrapped up immediately, Evan.
And that's a tackle by number 8, Tony Postel.
Tackle for the Wildcats. Austin 1 to the 41-yard line, second down and 11.
So it will be a loss of a yard. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to call it second down and 11. We'll give you an update on our junior high homecoming court here shortly. We had some technical difficulties during the live stream. Ball is now. He loses the snap, and Truman's got a chance, and they're on it. So just like that, the Wildcats.
Recovered by number 15, Cade Hayes. And it looked like the snap was just low there. Just a low snap by the center.
Yeah, it was just a bad snap, but the Wildcats take advantage of it, and we'll see if they're able to move the ball, take some time off the clock, anything you do right here. Quick pitch to Postel. Tony's got the ball, got the first down and more. And he's still going. Knocked out. They're going to call him out at what, about the 26, Evan?
Yeah, it looks like we got a flag on the play, though, right about the 36-yard line. Might be looking at a hold here.
I think you're right, Evan. And as you guys can probably hear through your live stream, that was a holding call against the Wildcats. So they do say the hold was at about the first down line. So, I mean, really, that's just a negated play. We don't lose a down, don't lose yards necessarily. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. About the 46-yard line.
Looks like Kate Hayes and I believe that's Brody Popejoy on the other side are going to come in for a really tight safety here. Witz is going to take the ball for a couple yards.
Brady Whitson on the carry for the Wildcats. Down to the 43-yard line. Chris Hatcher on the tackle. Going to be second down and 7 for the Wildcats.
So as you can hear there, second down and 7 for the Wildcats. If you're just tuning in, the Wildcats scored quick. They lead 6-0. The 2-point conversion was no good. Turnover by Blytheville. That's how Truman got the ball back.
Witz is going to take it on a pitch. He's going to cut up field. And it looks like he has enough for the first down. Great run by Brady Whitson, the sophomore.
Yeah, he's going to be fun to watch next couple of years. I mean, he just runs with so much strength. I mean, I just can't imagine how hard he's going to be able to bring down after being on the weights 2 more years.
Looks like Blytheville's going to be stacking 10 players in the box tonight with a safety over the top.
Which Truman should be used to this. We see this a lot, that they'll stack the box. We'll see if Truman decides to keep them honest and put the ball in the air. Not on that play.
Wrapped up immediately.
And Truman does have some weapons that they can throw to. You've got Brandon Dome, Azari Thigpen. Every once in a while, Cade Hayes will get in the mix. You also Popejoy. He's one that they can put the ball in his hands at times. But they've got some weapons out there. We've got Rico Hunt back now. You know, I don't know. Rico's been playing outside linebacker more than playing offense. But see, we got Cade Hayes there, split out to on the near side of your screen. Cubitt in the backfield, Postel in the backfield. He gets the pitch upfield, and he picks up a good 12. Still on his feet. Tony picked up about 10 or 11 more yards after the contact.
And you saw it at the top of your screen. Great block by number 52, Braxton Cook, getting to the second level.
Glad you caught that. Yeah, and Braxton, if you haven't seen Braxton in person, this screen doesn't do it any justice. He's a big old boy. Braxton is big, and he moves good.
Feels like this Wildcat O-line, you know, we came into the year, you're losing a bunch of seniors, but, I mean, they've really stuck together. I mean, this is a young group, and led by the senior Zane Price at center.
Yeah, Zane works at Subway, I think. I get to see Zane once or twice a week. Cubitt with the ball up the middle, and he's going to pick up a good 5-6 yards. So it should bring up second and about 5, Evan.
If you're Truman, this is exactly what you want here. And this is a short yardage situation that we're looking at. Only need 5 yards for a touchdown. I mean, this is their style of play right here.
This is pound it on the ground, and that one hit immediately. Well, there's no doubt we're in 2-down territory here, but the Wildcats don't need to lose ground when you're this close to the end zone. It's going to bring up third and about 7 or 8.
Third down at 7.
They're calling it 7.
Goal for the Wildcats from the 7.
Looks like they're going to have Cade Hayes split out on the numbers here.
Looks like a good time for a slant right here, Evan.
Got a fake motion by Brady Winston trying to get him to jump.
Ball snap.
Got a toss to Brady and Winston. He's going to fight.
Winston.
And the
ball
was
comes
stripped.
out.
Ball goes up the sidelines.
Oh, wow.
We apologize. We don't have a Blytheville roster.
Yeah, and I didn't see that ball come out, but and obviously in high school football we don't have the luxury of reviewing those. From the monitor, it looked like there could have been a chance he might have been down. The ball kind of came out late, but all the officials down there, and it doesn't look like Coach Cook's talking to any officials, so we believe it was a fumble, but it doesn't really matter what we believe at this point. Blytheville's got the ball.
He's going to drop back, throw a quick slant route. Going to cut inside.
And a helmet flying off.
That's good for about an 8 or 9 yard gain.
He will have to come off for one play.
That is number 12, Michael Terry for Blytheville.
Michael Terry from Blytheville. Yeah, it's kind of funny how things can happen over the years. You know, Blytheville and Truman did not play for several years, but in the last handful of years, this has kind of become a little bit of a rivalry. Both teams battling it out.
So we've got a quick screen to number 5 here, and he is wrapped up immediately. He's wrapped up by number 2, Arzel Rutherford.
Also looked like Dome was in there. Wildcats covered that very well. Again, we'll have your senior high homecoming court royalty at halftime. And I realize we don't have a clock, so there's about 5 minutes and 30 seconds with the clock running here in the first quarter. Your Wildcats lead 6-0. Both teams with a turnover.
So we got Blytheville lined up in trips here.
He's going to throw it down the sideline.
That ball is
And it is caught.
That's called by number 5, Derek King for Blytheville.
And I'm not being biased. That was a great catch. Because that was good coverage. I mean, I don't know what much outside of getting a hand on the ball. Great coverage.
Great ball by number 4, Jontavius Johnson there.
Yeah, so just a big play by Blytheville. And they're going to have athletes. That's the thing about Blytheville. Even in a down year, they're going to have athletes. Setting up, looks like a screen pass. It is. He catches it, and immediately, who is that, Evan?
Looks like number 53, Sam Hatcher. Breaking up that screen.
Looks like it was Braden Whitsitt. Not only can he tote the ball, he makes a big tackle on that. So a big tackle by Whitsitt.
Just a miscue for Blytheville right there. Got Johnson in the backfield. He's going to drop back.
He's looking in the center of the field. He throws it. Intercepted, Evan. The ball is intercepted.
Intercepted by Brandon Dome. It looks like he's going to trip up and fall down at about the 37-yard line.
Well, we talked about Dome earlier. Those are the kind of plays that you miss when he's not in the game. And he also has that ability on offense to make plays. So,
28-yard line, first down and 10 for the Wildcats.
well, Blytheville now with 2 turnovers. Wildcats with 1. You know, the Wildcats were about to go up 12-0 in this game. A fumble right near the end zone. But the defense comes up with a big stop, the big interception by Brandon Dome. And we've got 4:20 to go here in the first quarter.
Cody Donovan under center. So we got Whitsitt in motion. Postel's going to take it underneath. He's going to cut upfield to the 40. He's going to skip on a defender. And he is knocked out at about the 30-yard line.
I got a chance to talk to Tony the last couple of days, and he promised me a big game tonight, and he's getting off to a good start right there. I mean, he made a lot of that happen after about 10 or 11 yards.
All the way down to the line of 28.
Looks like Blytheville might have been keyed in there on Braden Whitsitt, and now allowed Tony to come underneath there. Great play design by Coach Cook.
Yeah, good call. Coach Cook dialed that up. The Wildcats executed, and they're in Blytheville territory once again. 1st and 10.
They toss the Whitsitt here. He's going to cut it up and met by a swarm of Blytheville defenders immediately.
Yeah, they're going to call that good for about a yard or two. We've yet to see the Wildcats go to the air. Now we don't throw the ball a ton, but we will slip in a pass a lot of times when you least expect it. But right now, if you're Coach Cook, the run game's working. I mean, we should be up 12-0 right now. We've had no trouble moving the ball.
Looks like we got number 7, Braden Passmore, split out wide receiver there. Paulsell's going to cut it up and gets enough for the first down.
Well, Tony with another big run. He's going to be near the 100-yard mark here in the first quarter, right? We don't have official stats, but I'm guessing he's somewhere around 60 to 70 yards here in the first half. He's had some big runs. Let's see what Coach Cook has dialed up here as the Wildcats in the red zone again.
That'll be a carry to Gavin Cubitt. He's going to lower his shoulder and just... Looks like he lost the ball.
Ball is out again. I heard a whistle, I thought, but no, we're just... They are.
And that's a...
Man, so the Wildcats kicking themselves again. I mean, now 2 times in the red zone that they've turned the ball over.
There's now 2 turnovers for both teams.
Well,
and we're still here in the first quarter.
Well, you wondered, has Blytheville, did they watch something on film? Because both of these fumbles have not been balls that were popped out. They're strip balls. I mean, you know, you coach that every week. Get in there and get a hold of that ball. But we've seen 2 here just in the first quarter. So Wildcats back on defense again. Good run. Whitsitt on that tackle.
That's 44-yard line, 2nd down and 3.
1:55 here left to go in the first quarter. Looks like Blytheville's going to be in doubles here.
Spreading it out a little bit. Expect a blitz maybe by the Wildcats, and they do.
It's a simple call route right there. Looks like it's good enough for a Blytheville first down.
It looked like the Wildcats sent Whitsitt on the blitz. That curl route was thrown on his side, but good job by the safety to react and make the tackle. That's Braden, number 26, Braden McLaughlin back here at safety along with Brandon Doan. I think we got Braden Passmore. Is that Braden at the top of the screen?
I believe it is. Looks like Blytheville's going to run a reverse here, and he's going to cut back. He's going to
Gotta stay at home.
Also, Blytheville pushes him out of bounds. And good on the ball carrier for Blytheville right there, reacting and making the play on something.
Well, Blytheville so far, it's kind of big plays. I mean, they've had 3 or 4 big offensive bursts. We'll see if the Wildcats can cause another turnover. We've had 4 turnovers here in the first quarter, 2 by each team.
Johnson's going to take the snap.
Picks up 2 yards on that carry. We have second and about 8 here with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Number 0, Chris Hatcher. Johnson takes a snap. Going to give it right back to Hatcher. He is brought down by number 35, Gavin Cubitt.
Cubitt, just a junior, and he is one that last year as a sophomore, best under the sun, all conference. Big expectations for Gavin for his career with the Truman Wildcats. And Evan, that's going to bring up the end of the first quarter, so we'll leave the screen going and we'll be back just shortly.
Le'Veon Liddell on the carry. Barzell Roper.
This Coke.
I'm good. We are back. Looks like Blytheville got a first down on that first play coming back from the second quarter. Looks like Blytheville's going to have 2 wide receivers split out on the right side here. 2 running backs in the backfield. Looks like a simple toss play for 2 yards.
Down to the 34-yard line. Barzell Roper on the tackle. Second down and 7. Five.
We're just all up in your way, aren't we? There you go.
Ball at Blytheville's 35-yard line. Johnson's going to take the snap. He's going to throw it downfield. Has a man. And it looks like that's a touchdown for Blytheville.
Well, just like that, Blytheville gets on the board.
And great ball right there by Johnson, placing it over the back shoulder of Derek King. Looks like
street.
I was going to go for 2 here, and it looks like they are stopped.
We appreciate those of you that are tuning in. We've got, it's not Tess out there, it's a Go Cats.
Stop short of the goal line. 2-point conversion is no good.
Well, the 2-point conversion no good, Evan, but the Wildcats
Ball start again.
really kind of put themselves in a tough position. They should be up 12-0, shoulda, coulda, woulda. A couple of turnovers in the red zone, one right at the end zone, and Blytheville able to get some points off of that last turnover, and we still got a 6-6 ball game. But if I'm Coach Cook, I'm pretty happy with the way we played so far. You take the 2 turnovers out, and we kind of controlled that first quarter.
Yeah.
10:42 to go here in the second quarter.
Both teams have 2 turnovers they wish they could take back.
Oh, yeah.
We have a tie ball game here.
Brandon Dolan back deep to receive. For the Wildcats.
Both teams with a lot on the line. Oh.
And Arzell Rutherford on the return.
Big
Big
hit.
hit. That was a helmet, and it looks like we got a flag.
Probably going to be it could be a target. I don't know. He kind of went in with his head. Helmet did fly off. We'll see what the call is.
Elijah Rogers on the tackle. There is a
I know
flag.
target's a dirty word.
And it looks like we got a targeting call.
Yeah, sure enough. Is that an automatic ejection in high
I
school?
believe
Evan?
it is because there's not a review process. So
Personal foul targeting against Blytheville. 15 yards from the end of the run. Ball will be spotted at the Wildcat 42-yard line. First down and 10 for the Wildcat.
Well, could end up being a big play. We don't know as much about Blytheville's roster, but they do look like they're down in numbers this year a little bit. So
Truman's going to take the ball here at the 41-yard line. Which again, looks like Bob's going to be stacking that box. And Donovan is wrapped up immediately.
Aiden Donovan on the quarterback key.
well, and if we've got any Blytheville fans tuning in right now, I'm probably telling you something you already know, but your hometown hero, Rashad, will take the floor for the Arkansas State Red Wolves tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Rashad went to Ole Miss his freshman year, a highly touted 4-star recruit here in the state of Arkansas, 6'8". Ole Miss has a coaching change, and he opted to go into the transfer portal, now back home in Jonesboro, and ASU picked to win the Sun Belt this year.
Should be a big year for the Red Wolves. Looks like we have a 2 fullback set for Truman. Postel's going to take the snap, and he is met immediately
Yeah,
by
Blytheville.
a swarm of Chickasaws.
Now, Blytheville was not fooled on that.
Tony Postel Jr. on the carry for the Wildcats.
So Tony toting the ball again.
Josh Wilson on the tackle. No game played. Third down and 10 for Truman.
Well, hey, we're wondering too. Aunt Manda, are you in the chat? That's what we see on the screen out there. If you are Aunt Manda, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. So it's going to bring up third down and 10 for the Wildcats. A crucial third down as they are on their own 41, 42-yard line. And it looks like the Wildcats are going to take a timeout. And I think we'll do the same here. We'll leave the screen going. Go ahead and jump back on here again. Earlier we said we had the junior high homecoming for 7th grade maid. We had Fallon Adams. 7th grade maid Miss Addison Maley. 8th grade maid KJ Holmes. 8th grade maid Callie Williamson. 9th grade maid Kenley Burrow. Ninth grade maid Ashlyn Jean, and your junior high homecoming queen was Miss Brooklyn Miller.
Looks like Donovan's going to roll out here. Has a receiver. That ball is caught, but I believe he is short of the first down.
So Whitsitt all over the place tonight. Running the ball, making big tackles. He's on the receiving end of that throw, and the Wildcats are going to go for it. We'll see if they don't try to pull him off sides here with a dummy count.
First big fourth down of the game.
Whitsitt in motion. Pulls. Plenty of time on the play clock.
Paulstell's going to come in motion. He's going to give it to Gavin Cubitt.
He's hit immediately. They've not blown the whistle, Evan.
And that is enough for the first down. Great push by the Wildcats there.
The old tush push.
Yeah.
47-yard line.
Hey, Miss Rosetta Fagan tuning in out there tonight. I'm sure Miss Rosetta over the years has had to get in my butt a little bit. She's probably tuning in to make sure she keeps me in line tonight. I appreciate her and Mr. Joey. Love that family to death. And the Wildcats here will get to reset the downs, 1st and 10, as they're in Blytheville territory. Postell with the ball, Evan, and he's running like he's on a mission.
Yeah. Looks like he might have enough for the first down. It looks like they're going to clock him a yard short.
Well, I think Tony's new nickname needs to be Postmaster, because he's carrying that mail, Evan. He's carrying that mail down the field. That's what I'm going to call him, the Postmaster, not Postell. Looks like his mail runs a little more on time than mine does. All right, so we got the Wildcats. We'll line up second and about a yard, if you want to call it that.
I'm Truman. I'm just giving this to Gavin Cubitt to get enough for the first down. It looks like
Whitsitt on the ball. He squeezes inside there.
play blown dead, I believe.
Braden Whitsitt on the carry. Down to the 34-yard line of
Excuse me, it was not blown dead. I guess I just heard the whistles in my headphones, but that's enough for a first down for Truman.
That's good for the Wildcats.
And if you're out there watching tonight, got anything you want us to announce, we'll do our very best to get it announced as we're on the live stream.
So Truman's going to take the ball here at the 34-yard line. And looks like we have a flag right off the get.
Flag on the play.
I believe it.
In the neutral zone, I guess, or offsides, whatever you want to call it.
Encroachment.
Encroachment on Blytheville.
5-yard penalty. Ball will be spotted at the 29-yard line. It'll be first down and 5 for the Wildcats.
We have 6:21 here left to go in the second quarter.
Well, and so far the score doesn't really tell an accurate picture. I feel like the Wildcats have had control here in the first half. Again, the turnovers, and Blytheville's had two as well, but the Wildcats have had no problem moving the ball.
Brady Wicks is going to take the ball, lowers his shoulder. He's met by a swarm of Chickasaws, but it looks like he has enough for forward progress, and they'll roll him down to the 24-yard line.
You know, there's been several games this year with it. We talk about how hard he runs the ball. There's been several games where he's had an average of 5 to 7 yards on the carry. You know, him and Tony have become kind of the dynamic duo on running the football.
It'll be second down and inches for the Wildcats.
You throw in Cubitt in the mix, and Donovan's got some legs on him as well. They've got weapons.
Look like they're trying to get Blytheville to jump off sides.
Second and very, very short.
They'll give that ball to Whitsitt, but he is met immediately.
See if he gets any forward progress. Looks like the official on the near side gave him some forward progress.
4-yard line.
I'm not calling it a first down yet, but man, it's so close.
18. Tackle.
And there the chains go. I see the chains moving. So.
And that's good for the Wildcats.
I think I can even hear Chad Bishop in those headphones, Evan. I can hear his voice.
Costello in motion. Tony's going to take the snap. He cuts upfield. He's at the 15. He hurdles a defender almost, and he is knocked down to the 11-yard line.
And if you have not got to watch these Wildcats in person, Tony stands about 6'3", probably weighs a good 190, just a ball of muscle. So when he's got that ball in his hands and he runs with that kind of force, he's hard to bring down. I told Tony my goal for him is for him to make it into the East-West All-Star game, and I think he's got the stats to do that.
Ball once again given to Costello, and he is wrapped up immediately. The number 17 for Blytheville.
I did not see a flag come out, but man, it looked like his neck
Yeah.
got yanked around.
4:38 here left to go in the second quarter for Truman.
It's been a quick first half, but I mean, not many passes. And when there have been passes, it seems like they've stayed in the field of play, so the clock is ran.
Brandon Dome on the carry. He is wrapped up.
Brandon Dome on the carry.
Well, the Wildcats have moved this ball with ease, but as they get here on the 12-yard line, 13-yard line, 12, 13 yards out from the end zone, Blytheville defense has tightened up. Not sure if they're watching out at TCC tonight, but if you're out there at the Truman Country Club, we appreciate you tuning in. I know Dustin's taking good care of them right now there. Big third down for the Wildcats, man in motion.
It's given to Costello. He's going to lower his shoulder.
Did he get in? I don't see.
Tony Costello Jr. on the carry.
They're gonna call him down at the 1-yard line, Evan.
Might be even a little bit closer than that.
Woo.
Great run by Costello
Down
there.
to the 1-yard line.
And Tony getting up a little bit slower that time, but
Good for the Wildcats.
I know he wants to get into that pay dirt, so he's not even gonna look towards the sideline. So Wildcats with a chance to go up 12-6 here in the first half, 2:58 to go. Clock continues to run on the 1-yard line. Blytheville will get the ball at the half.
It's given to Gavin Cubitt. But it looks like there's a flag thrown on the play.
Probably a little movement, and that's not what we wanted. That'll put us back at the 6 if that's the call. So it's going to be encroachment against Blytheville, as you could hear there in your headphones, or hear there on your screen, I'm sorry. I could hear it in my headphones. It's been a long day, Evan.
And it looks like Truman just needs to take a step forward and they'll get into the end zone here. And that's exactly what happens.
Dome gets in the center and they just push it in. So touchdown Wildcats. I said Dome. Donovan with the touchdown. I like that offensive series, Evan.
I do too.
I mean, it wasn't just a big play. I mean, we pounded the ball down the field, took a good 6-7 minutes off the clock.
Great drive by the Wildcats here. Once again, like we said, Truman doesn't have a place kicker this year, so they will go for 2.
A win tonight should push Truman into that 5th spot, which would get them into the playoffs. And I can't remember, is it 5 or 6 straight years the Wildcats went to the playoffs?
I believe it's 6 or 7.
It may even be 7, 6 or 7. I apologize for not knowing that, but Wildcats with a little bit of a streak going into the playoffs.
Costell was stuck there, so your score with 2:44 here left to go in the second quarter, 12-6.
As we mentioned earlier, Blytheville will get the ball at the half. And if you're watching, don't get up and go to the refrigerator at halftime. We will have the homecoming court here live. I believe we'll just let it play. You should be able to hear Mayor Woods on the overhead mic.
This happens to be a big week in high school football. Osceola renewing the rivalry with Rivercrest.
Oh, that's a big one.
And then Harding Academy playing Nettleton. I believe Harding Academy is up 14-7. I just checked my score. Looks like the
And the ball's loose. It bounces back. Blytheville juggling it. The Wildcats there, but Blytheville able to hang on to the ball. But
wrapped up by number 85, Azari Thigpen.
Zari, a senior.
And it looked like number 12 there just took the ball and tried to pitch it back for a better return and ended up not going in their favor.
Blytheville lucky not to have another turnover there. Man, that would have been huge for Truman. 2 minutes, 39 seconds to go here in the half. Could have had the opportunity to maybe make up for one of those turnovers early on.
Bob's going to send a man in motion. Johnson's going to work upfield.
Drake Harlow runs him out of bounds here on the near side of your screen, along with Gavin Cubitt on the chase. That was enough for a first down. We've got Drake Harlow and Brandon Dome back here at safety. Tony Postel, Rico Hunt here on the near side of your screen. We got number 53, I can see there on the line, Sam Hatcher.
Johnson's going to drop back, get some pressure from Gavin Cuban. He looks like he's going to just try to
Ball's
jump
loose,
off.
it's on the ground, and the Wildcats try to get on it, but I think the Chickasaws had a little bit of luck on their side.
Good pressure there from Gavin Cubitt.
There's a flag on the play. Of course, with it being the month of October, we got the pink flags. I just now noticed that. I don't think all the officials had pink. I saw a yellow one earlier. It is going to be against Blytheville.
We got an illegal touching.
Illegal touching against Blytheville.
And I think that came about
5-yard penalty.
maybe on that when that pass was in the air or something. You had a bunch of confusion there. A lineman probably got their hands maybe up around the face or something. Expect to see Blytheville to go to the air here. We'll see what they do, and they do.
Johnson's going to drop back, get some pressure initially from Gavin Cubitt. Sam Hatcher tries to make a play. Johnson's going to work upfield, and that pass will be incomplete.
So Wildcats look good on this defensive series, carrying off the momentum from that last drive, maybe. You see Tony with his hands on his hips right there going across. He's got every right to be. Tony has carried the Wildcats here in the first half. No doubt a team effort, but Tony has put up some big runs, big defensive plays. See him and Rico communicating there, along with number 22, Isaiah Carrillo.
Johnson's going to drop back. Throws it to his receiver on the near side, and it looks like that ball's just a little bit too high and out of reach.
It will stop our clock, Evan. So Truman's going to have considerable time to maybe put some more points on the board. There'll be a minute 52 here.
2 timeouts as well.
2 timeouts, and you would have to assume they'll get good field position unless we see something crazy happen here. They should have the ball around midfield. Doesn't even look like Truman's dropping anybody back to receive. So they're going to be content with letting Blytheville punt this ball deep. Now, we might see somebody jump back at the last minute, but I see Cook kind of waving that off. We don't want a turnover, as we've seen that happen earlier this year.
I think it's
Good punt, good row.
almost blocked by Carrillo.
Can't hardly see him on the screen here, but we can.
That ball's going to roll to about the 36-yard line.
So if you're Blytheville, you got to be happy with that punt anyhow. It's Truman elected not to try to receive that ball, and they've had some miscues this year on punt returns, and so probably a wise call by Coach Cook. And they'll have a minute 40 to take this ball about 64 yards. That was quick math. See that? We've also got Lori Bishop joining us here in the booth tonight. Evan, your hometown realtor. She'll sell you a house online right now.
Boston's going to take the carry. He's going to cut up field, and looks like he loses the ball.
Oh, man, son.
And it's recovered by number 52, Braxton Cook.
So Braxton Cook kind of saved the Wildcats there. That would be the third fumble, strip, whatever you want to call it, for the Wildcats here in the first half. And it's been all positive here for the Wildcats in the first half, but I'm sure at halftime Coach Cook's going to talk to them about hanging on to the ball. Protect it. But nonetheless, it'll be a first down for the Wildcats. Man in motion.
Woods is going to take the ball here, get it back to the 50-yard line.
Picks up about 4 yards.
Looks like Truman's going to call a timeout here.
So, Evan, I'm interested to know, you call a timeout here. What would be your setup for this next 51 seconds? What would you do if you were on the coach?
I mean, we saw the rollout work earlier, but I mean, you've been running the ball really well. I mean, you're just as liable to give the Postel, let him explode downfield for something. So, I mean, I feel like the entire playbook's at your disposal here for Coach Cook.
You could probably call me a PlayStation-style coach, because what I'm feeling, Tony's been toting the ball all night. They're looking for him to get the ball. Tony, a former quarterback, let's run a sweep pass. Tony can do it. You drag back. I mean, they're going to fly in if Tony gets the ball. Now, we've got a block if you do that, but if we could do a sweep pass here, fly somebody down the field, I like it. It's easy to set up here and drop those plays. Oh, there's the and they pitch it to Tony. He's going to throw. Hey, and I promise you I was not in Coach Cook's ear. But Coach Cook, I called it. No, I called it. And I was thinking a little deeper downfield, but
yeah, that's good enough. And it looks like Brandon Dome's going to actually check out of the game right here. Looks like he took a rough hit on his back. And
yeah, but that's why they call us to come back week after week. We know this game. So we'll see what they dial up here. Dome, or no, I keep wanting to call Donovan Dome. Donovan under center.
Looks like he'll take the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be
might be a horse collar here.
Yeah, well, it could. It looked like he pitched the ball forward, which I guess is legal, but they may call. Might have been some illegal motion there. I don't know.
Couple flags on the play.
You were right, Evan. So we've got a holding against the Wildcats, but then we've got a horse collar against Blytheville. And they will say those are offsetting penalties.
Horse collar against Blytheville. 3 plays down. It'll be first down and 10 for the Wildcats from the Blytheville 33-yard line.
So they will replay that down. So it will. The Wildcats will get to replay the down. They do. The Wildcats do take a timeout.
And that's their final timeout of the half.
Okay, final timeout of the half for the Wildcats, and they've got 27 seconds here to go roughly 34 yards, 33 yards. We don't have a place kicker, so you'd have to. I think you've got time to maybe run 3 plays. That's going to be pushing it. I think realistically, you probably got time to run 2 plays.
Yeah.
But I think, if you're Coach Cook here, are you saying, hey guys, if we don't pick up the first down, spike it? Or do you, maybe you call 2 plays at once? A lot of coaches in this situation will call 2 plays at once. And they'll say, hey, this is what we're running. If we don't get, regardless, unless we score, this is what we're running next. And that could help save on timeouts. I suspect that may be what Coach Cook called here. A little clock management. We'll see if Truman can execute.
Looks like Duncan's going to drop back here. Has Brandon Dumb on the out, and it's just
going to be right at the very end of that. Might be another target, Evan.
Yeah. A little bit out of reach.
Couldn't tell if it was his helmet or his hands that went to the face of Donovan, but roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer on Blytheville.
Man, that's a big penalty for the Wildcats. You get a free 15 yards. Only 4 seconds went off the clock. We got 23 seconds now here in this first half. Wildcats with a chance to go up 18-6.
Good for the Wildcats.
Duncan's looking downfield. He has to step up in the pocket. And he was brought down inbounds with about 10 seconds left. And it looks like Truman's going to try to rush to the line and get something down here. It looks like Donovan
try to spike that ball. Yeah, and they do get it spiked.
With 4 seconds here left to go.
Well, every team has a play for this situation in their playbook. You're on about the 17-yard line. And Truman didn't even need to talk about it very long as they're over to the sideline just briefly.
Looks like Blytheville's going to run a little 4-2-5 here. 5 D-backs on the field.
Yep, they know Truman's going to try to throw it to that end zone too.
Donovan will throw to the end zone. Looks like it's a little bit off, and that's an interception. And that will be the end of your first half.
So the end of the first half, the Wildcats lead 12-6, which was the story of it was some turnovers. Wildcats look good. We'll be back in about roughly 15 to 20 minutes. Again, stay tuned for the homecoming court. We'll see you here in a bit.
And now for our 2024 Truman Senior High Homecoming Royalty. Our 10th grade maid, Sadie Carter. Sadie is the daughter of Sean and Heather Carter. She was involved in senior high basketball, senior high cheer, varsity softball, student council, lesbian society, National Honor Society, sophomore class vice president, and First General Baptist Youth Group. Her hobbies include spending time with friends and family, watching her brother play baseball, playing softball and basketball, and cheering on the Wildcats. Ladies escorted today by our father, Sean Carter. Your 10th grade maid, Sadie Carter. Tenth grade maid, Ayla Henley. Ayla's daughter, Grant A. Henley. She was involved in senior high cheer, lesbian society, National Honor CLA, sophomore class secretary, and First General Baptist Church youth group. Her hobbies include spending time with friends and family, hanging out with Drake, and cheering on the Wildcats. Ayla is being escorted today by her father, Grant Henley. Our 10th grade maid, Ayla Joe Henley. Your 11th grade maid, Allison Coffey. Allison is the daughter of Hannah and Timothy Coffey. She is involved in cheerleading in Tulsa. Her hobbies including hanging out with her friends, her boyfriend, and family, going to the lake, going to the beach, and watching her favorite TV shows, listening to music, and cheering on Friday night football games. Allison is being escorted today by her father, Timothy Coffey. Allison Coffey. Your 11th grade maid, Chloe Highsall. Chloe is the daughter of Nina Highsall and Derek Highsall. She is involved in cheer, National Honor Society, and Sanctuary Church. Her hobbies include reading all the Colin Hooper books, hanging out with her boyfriend, spending time with family and friends, learning new things, taking cute pictures of her puppy, praising God, and cheering on the Wildcats. Chloe is being escorted today by her father, Derek Highsall. Your 11th grade maid, Chloe Highsall. Your 12th grade maid, Ariel Morris. Maria's daughter of Brittany Garner and Billy Morris. She has been involved in softball and volleyball for the past 5 years. Her hobbies include supporting the Truman Wildcats and studying cosmetology after high school. Maria is being escorted tonight by her father, Billy Morris. Your 12th grade maid, Maria Morris. Grade maid, Brianna Pearl. Pearl is the daughter of Karen Morris and Raymond Pearl. She has been involved in basketball for the past 9 years. Her hobbies include hanging out with Lexi, Chelsea, and Mama Rachel, taking naps, playing basketball, and eating McDonald's 4 or 5. Brianna is being escorted today by her father, Raymond Purple. Your first grade maid, Brianna Purtle. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for your 2024 Senior High Homecoming Queen, Keely Seaver. Keely is the daughter of Brad and April Beavers. She is involved in volleyball, cheer, and track. Her hobbies include watching TV with her mom, painting with family, drawing, listening to music, shopping, hanging out with Rico and other friends. He is being escorted today by her brothers, Seth Smith and Cade Hackett. Our 2024 Senior High Homecoming Queen, Keely Seaver. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Senior High Homecoming. Let's hear it one more time for your Senior High Homecoming royalty. Please welcome to the field your award-winning sound of the black and gold, your Truman marching Wildcats. Your marching Wildcats will wrap up their competitive season tomorrow at Vertical High School at 11:60 a.m. The band would love to see you there. We welcome you tonight to listen to the sounds of the Arabian Peninsula as we perform this year's show entitled Tales of Arabia. Songs include A Night in Arabia, Sword Dance, Snake Charmer, and Bandana. From Major Kadarion Williams, is your band ready? You may take the field in exhibition. Give it up for your boxing, Truman Bobcat. What if a bank didn't just make business loans, but actually train successful entrepreneurs? And what if a bank didn't just help you use credit, but help you build and repair? That could be a different kind of bank. Southern Bank, a bank on a mission to be wealth builders for everyone. Learn how you can bank different at banksouthern.com/what. Pretty wild to country road for me. Christian Hawkins. Larry Bishop. And David Fox. Let's go to the station. Okay. We support doing the factory for 20 years of international hometown tours, providing and selling real estate.
We look forward to serving you for many years. When you think of buying or selling your next property, think McKinsey team.
Touchdown, Truman! What keeps us 120 years old? We never stop counting. Running. And energizing. Some here call it our calling. We don't worry. Because what moves us every day is the knowledge that having the best science and the best people is the only way to bring Christ-like humanity to all humanity. And only that will stop doing that today. Because we have a born in Christ here today. This portion of Long Creek Football is brought to you by Canyon Country Industrial Supply. If you're hardware and pencil needs, call Canyon Country Industrial Supply at 870-483-6206.
Seems to me we need to check to see.
I think we're on. Looks like I'm getting some movement there. So we are back from halftime, as you guys got to see the senior high homecoming court at halftime. And we'll try to get you an update in a little bit on all of the maids and the homecoming queen. We don't have a sheet in front of us, but I'm going to try to pull that up on social media. We'll have that at some point here in the second half. So first half, Wildcats, I think, controlled most of the first half, even though the score is only 12-6. They had a couple of key turnovers, one basically in the end zone, the other one in the red zone where they were probably going to score. Now, granted, Blytheville had 2 turnovers as well, but see the Wildcats. Pooch kick. It's received by the Chickasaws, and he's got nothing but real estate in front of him. Well, and like that, 8 seconds runs off the clock, and Blytheville has tied the ball game at 12 here in the second half. And that's a team like Blytheville with athletes. That can happen, Evan. They can be explosive.
I mean, I don't think that was a great kick right there by Highsaw. He's got to get a little bit more air on that so Truman can get on top of the ball, but looks like I'm not sure if Bob was going to go for 2 here. And it looks like they will go for 2.
So Blytheville wanting to go up 14-12 here, and a little misdirection. Ball's on the ground. He'll have to jump on it. So some miscommunication leads to a stop on the 2-point conversion. And again, we've got a 12-12 ball game, but if you've been in inside RMC Stadium tonight, it doesn't feel that way. You feel like you should look up at the scoreboard and the Wildcats are up by a few scores. But nonetheless, 12-12 ball game. A lot on the line for both of these teams. Most likely the winner of this game will hold down that 5th spot and advance to the playoffs this year. The loser most likely will not advance to the playoffs. Truman on about somewhere between a 5 and 7 year streak going to the playoffs on the line, and they'd love nothing more than to possibly cement a playoff berth here at their home stadium. We'll be back here in 2 weeks for senior night, so this is not the last home game.
Blytheville on the kick. He's looking to kick at the branded dome. Dome's going to cut it up and make it to about the 40-yard line. So a good return there. Wildcats should take the ball on the 40-yard line. I mean, if you're Truman, you got to be happy with your first half. I mean, you erased the mistakes. I mean, you pretty much controlled this game offensively. Had a great drive at the end of the first half there. Drained about over 7 or 8 minutes of the clock and scored.
Now, Truman played well in that first half. I mean, you take the 2 turnovers away, and you can't take those away, but if you take those 2 turnovers away, they controlled that first half. And we'll see if they'll answer here, because they know they can move the ball against this Blytheville team. Let's try to get that homecoming court pulled up for you here briefly.
Second down for Truman. Looks like it'll be a carry by Brady Whitsitt there for about 5 yards. Bring up about a 3rd down and 4.
Cross. Being the concession stand.
As I'm looking through the Truman social media, I see there Xander Bishop is Family of the Week back on October the 3rd.
Got a third down and 4 here for Truman.
Got Mr. Ron Sitton tuned in here tonight. Ron's watching from Round Rock, Texas, and wish he was at home seeing this live. And we wish you were as well, Ron, as Brandon's had a huge game tonight. He's played really well in the first half.
Looks like Tony Postello brought down there for about a 3-yard loss. And Truman's going to bring out the punt team.
Well, this will be the first punt for Truman. Looks like we've got Donovan back to punt this ball, and that's really the first failed offensive series for the Wildcats, negating the 2 fumbles, of course. But, you know, outside of Blytheville just stopping the Wildcats, I believe that's the first time tonight.
Mm-hmm. We've got Caden Donovan here on the punt. Looks like it's a mishandled snap. Donovan's going to work his way up, and looks like that's going to be an illegal block in the back on Azari Thigpen.
Yeah, I think so. Azari was trying to lay a good block, but right in front of the official, and that's a good call by the official.
And this is going to be potentially deep in Truman territory for the Chickasaws.
Also got Selena Lopez out there. Said, go, Kristen.
It is 12-12 with 9:15 here left to go in the third quarter. Looks like Bob's going to take the ball on the Truman 41-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Blytheville. As Evan said, at about the Truman Wildcat 41-yard line.
Be a sweep. Looks like it's good for about 9 or 10 yards.
Well, we always try to shy away from politics here on this newscast or this live stream, but would like to remind everyone that if you live in Truman, early voting tomorrow at the community center will be 10 to 4. They'll be doing that the next 2 Saturdays, and I got a feeling that this election there's going to be long lines, so if you get the opportunity to get out and early vote, take advantage of that. I heard on the news today at Jonesboro they're averaging 1,800 people a day early voting, so big numbers out for that. I know I'm going to try to get by there tomorrow so I don't have to wait until November. Blytheville second and very, very short. And they'll go deep with the ball to the corner of the end zone, and no good. Incomplete pass.
Johnson's got an arm on him. Great ball by
Corey, if you get an opportunity here in a minute, can you look up the homecoming court for the senior high? Miss Brooklyn Miller, our junior high homecoming queen, earlier. That royalty honored before the game, and Blytheville here with 3rd and very short. They'll elect to run it this time. Looks like they did get the first down, Evan.
wrapped up by number 53 Sam Hatcher and number 15 Kate Hayes.
And William Stokes, we do see you out there. I do see you commenting. We appreciate William tuning in. He said, go Wildcats. So 1st down and 10 for Blytheville, and at least these first 3 series kind of been a different half. We bragged on Truman controlling it, and so far in the second half, it's been nothing but Blytheville.
Looks like we got a sweep to number 24. Drake Harlow missed on the tackle there, but he is wrapped up by, I believe, number 6, Braden Whitsitt.
Oh, and I see flags flying in towards the sideline.
And it looks like I'm not sure what they're going to call that here.
Yeah, you're on the Truman sideline. There was one white jersey in the middle of everybody, so that could be one of those that goes either way. That's one of the reasons those officials, if you have an opposing player on the opposite, on the sideline, they try to get over there and clear it out quick. Maybe a warning, we'll see. But no, they're grabbing the ball, so they're going to.
We're going to see what the call is here.
Be a personal foul
on Blytheville.
On Blytheville.
It looked like at the end of that carry there, it might have been a shove by the ball carrier or something along that.
So we've got 8:34 to go here in the third quarter. Tie ball game, 12-12. Blytheville with the ball in Truman territory as they'll have the ball on about the Truman Wildcat 44-yard line, right? Yeah, 44-yard line of the Wildcats. Second, roughly 25 to go. So second and 25 for the Chickasaws. Seth Simmons out there watching. Seth said, "Let's go Cats." Appreciate you tuning in, Seth.
Blytheville will drop back. As number 6 makes a catch there.
Not enough for the first down because they need about 25, but they pick up about 14 of it on that one play. So third and about 11 for Blytheville. This will again be 2-down territory, we suspect, for Blytheville. So they can pick it up in 2 plays.
Looks like it'll be a pass to number 24. Postel just missed the tackle, but he is brought down at about the 26-yard line.
So 4th down and 6 for Blytheville, and we got ourselves a ball game here as time continues to get away from both teams. 12-12. Ball snap over the middle, and it's good, and he does hang on to it, so that'll be a first down for Blytheville. Blytheville in the white, Truman in the black. Homecoming here in Truman Wildcat Country at RMC Stadium. Clock ticks below 7 minutes as Blytheville will get a new set of downs.
Be a carry by Blytheville right there, and it's stuffed up the middle. Great stop by the Wildcats.
Well, and mistakes could end up being the key to the game here in the second half. We got a tie ball game. The team that makes the least mistakes may find themselves on the winning end, and that's going to be a pass. Looks like it's going to call it incomplete, maybe. So we've got 3rd down and a long 9. Blytheville knocking on the door. Ball line of scrimmage on the 18-yard line. I'm sorry, on the 11-yard line.
Johnson will take the snap. He'll step up into the pocket, scramble out.
Ball tip.
Finds the receiver. Touchdown, Chickasaws.
Well, Wildcats were able to tip that ball, but unfortunately there was nothing but a white jersey behind them when they did tip it. So for the first time tonight, Blytheville will have the lead 18-12, and I suspect they'll go for 2 here on this extra point. Real quick, while we watch this extra point, the senior high homecoming court tonight, your 10th grade maid, Miss Sadie Carter, 10th grade maid, Miss Ava Henley, 11th grade maid, Miss Allison Coffey, 11th grade maid, Miss Chloe Highsaw, 12th grade maid, Miss Araya Morris, 12th grade maid, Miss Rayana Pirtle, and your senior high homecoming queen, senior Miss Keely Beavers. Those were presented at halftime of this ball game.
And it looks like the Chickasaws miscued on that 2-point conversion, so.
Well, 18-12, hang tight in your seat. We still got a lot of football to play. 5:28 to go here in the third quarter. Been a little bit of back and forth here lately. Wildcats have played a pretty good ball game tonight. And you hope those 2 major turnovers don't come back to haunt us. But when you're in a close ball game, every possession matters. Big day in Jonesboro tomorrow. Evan, is the Red Wolves basketball kick off in an exhibition game at 11 o'clock. And then football will have a home game at 6 p.m. Against Troy. Red Wolves in a good spot in the Sunbelt rankings right now. Of course, would need a good win tomorrow over Troy. So we'll see if the Wildcats can do anything with the ball here. Blytheville forced them to punt on the last possession, about the same field position. Had no problems at all in the first half moving the ball. Every drive just about. Ball snapped up the middle.
For a very, very small game.
Yeah, it looks like he'll pick up maybe 3 yards, 2 or 3 yards. They're going to call it 2, 2nd and 8. Call it 2nd and 7 now. Ball snap, but see the official throwing a flag there, top right of your screen. I'm assuming that's going to be some kind of illegal motion or a hold. Let's see what the white hat has to say. He's pointing towards Blytheville, so it appears it could be against Blytheville. Delay a game? Is that what that is?
I believe it may have been a personal foul on Blytheville.
Or illegal substitution? I don't know.
I mean, that's a 15-yard penalty right there.
Well, nonetheless, we'll take it. Wildcats move into Blytheville territory. 4:35 to go here in the third quarter, and Blytheville jumps. Now, Blytheville's had some key penalties at times tonight. Can't ignore the fact that there's been a few 15-yarders in there at key times in the ball game, and of course here 2 back-to-back penalties puts Truman in Blytheville territory.
Like Donovan's going to take the ball here, cut up for it, and he was brought down.
Yeah, he had about one. If he could have got around number 24 there, a lot of real estate in front of him, but
looks like 24 trying to make a case that he stripped the ball there, but
yeah,
Donovan was clearly down. And that should be a 2nd down and maybe a couple inches.
Yeah, it's second and very, very short.
Brandon Dome goes in motion. They'll hand it to Tony Postel, and he'll work his way up for enough for the first down.
And once again, Tony picks up the first down. You know, we talk about a lot about Tony tonight, rightfully so. If you're curious, though, this Wildcat team has a bunch of returning players for next year. It's a very young team. A lot of starters that are juniors and sophomores.
Listen, Brandon Dome in motion again. Like it faked the jet sweep, and Caden Donovan is a met immediately.
Now, Donovan's not been able to do a whole lot with the ball in his hands tonight as they've collapsed on him just about every time he's tried to make something happen. We'll see the officials giving some instructions.
That's a unsportsmanlike penalty against Truman.
Yeah, that's not what you need right here. I'm assuming that was somebody not knowing when to keep their mouth shut just by looking at the official. And I mean, you can't have those kind of penalties in a tight ball game, especially late in a tight ball game. We've got close to 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And the Wildcats need points as they find themselves down 18-12.
Brandon Dome. Brandon Dome will take it on a sweep here. He'll cut up field.
A lot of grass.
And he is brought down at the 35-yard line. Brandon Dome, the speedster.
So, Ron, I know you were watching intently there. Brandon with the big pickup. Bring up third down and about 13 for the Wildcats. So they'll have 2 downs to get that here as we make the assumption they would go for it on fourth down as they're in Blytheville territory.
But Caden Donovan will keep the ball here. He'll cut up field across the 30, and he is knocked out at the 26-yard line.
Well, hey, if you're from Truman and you're watching, that's what we call two-light speed right there. You only get that kind of speed from two-light. Caden's got some of that two-light blood that runs through him, so big run by Donovan there on third down. So that'll be a first down for the Wildcats. I wish we had a stat sheet. The Wildcats have put up some pretty good total yards, I got to think now. They've had more than a few sustainable drives.
Looks like they may have a false start here.
See Cade Hayes checking into the ball game for the Wildcats as Brandon Dome will come off the field. Giving Brandon a little breather, and I imagine he'll be back in the game fairly quick as he's one of the playmakers. We've got Drake Harlow here on the near side of the screen. Tony Postel in the backfield. Braden Passmore and Cade Hayes up at the top of your screen. Passmore in motion. Donovan with the carry there, Evan, and he picks up positive yardage, about 8-9 yards. And that's going to be negated by a penalty against the Wildcats.
Illegal shift. Full house here tonight at RMC Stadium.
Truman loves their Wildcat football.
Like, be a sweep to Braden Passmore, and he is met by a defender immediately.
Yeah, Passmore went to make his cut upfield, and there was nothing but a white jersey in his face. Good tackle by the Blytheville defense. Dome back into the ball game as Cade Hayes will run to the sideline. A minute 35 to go here in the third quarter, and Wildcats knocking on the door of the end zone. They're going to have to do more than knock. They need to bust that door wide open if they want to get back in this ball game. They find themselves down 6. And I feel like Blytheville picked up a little more confidence in those last couple of offensive series. And one thing that plays into a game, especially at smaller schools like Truman and Blytheville, most people know it, but a lot don't. You got a lot of guys going both ways all night long. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you've got, Tony Postel's a good example. Hadn't been off the field all night. Donovan hadn't been off the field all night.
Dana's going to scramble out here and looks downfield. Doesn't have a lot. He's going to get out of bounds for about 11, 12 yards, but still got to work for 10 more to get that first down.
And I agree with one of our viewers here. Saying we got to stop with some of these pre-snap penalties if we want to win. I agree, especially in the third quarter, 42 seconds to go. I feel like we've been on this side of the field forever. Maybe the biggest fourth down of the night. Maybe the biggest fourth down of the season for the Wildcats. I mean, again, we still have a whole other fourth quarter to play, but as time ticks away, they need to get in the end zone.
Looks like might be trying to get Blytheville offsides here. Tony Postel on the pitch. He cuts upfield. Past the 10.
Got enough for the first down at least. He was one big arm stretch from scoring there, Evan, but hey, picks up the first down. Who do you go to when you need a big play? You go to your playmaker, and Tony has been the playmaker this year, and he carries them once again as he totes the football down to about the 1 or 2 yard line. They're going to call it the 2. And it's football season, but we will tell you the Razorbacks lead Kansas right now, 32-25. Exhibition game. Kansas #1 team in the country.
Looks like they'll hand it to Gavin Cuban. He is met immediately.
Yeah.
Maybe got a yard there.
Yeah, Gavin had about 5 white jerseys that wrapped him up immediately. Sawyer Dillinger out there watching us tonight. We appreciate that, Sawyer. Way to go, Cats. Graduated with Sawyer's dad, John, just a few years ago.
Clock winding down here for Truman. Looks like there'll be a pitch to Tony Postel. He cuts upfield, and that is a touchdown for Truman.
Touchdown Wildcats. So as time expires on the third quarter, Evan, we're all tied up at 18 going into the fourth quarter. So it's anybody's ball game. Of course, the Wildcats will get an opportunity to attempt the extra point here with no time on the clock. We'll see if they can make it 20-18. I'm assuming they won't try to kick an extra point, as we hadn't all year long. So if you're not an avid football fan, the Wildcats will get the ball on the 3 yard line, or the 2. They're saying spotted on the 2. I thought we spotted that thing on the 3. They'll get a chance to score 2 points here. Ball on the 3 yard line.
It looks like they got the 2-point conversion.
Whips it up the middle, loses his helmet, but hangs on to the ball. And And that the official throws a flag. I hope that's not against the Wildcats. His helmet got knocked off. And there was very minimal celebration there. I'm just going to tell you, as a Wildcat fan, I'm going to be frustrated if that's some type of penalty against the Wildcats for celebration. But we'll see. We'll let the officials talk about it.
I'm not 100% sure what the call is here.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, his helmet came off, but I mean, there was nothing really. We'll see. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for the minute, but.
So it looks like we have a unsportsmanlike conduct after the play was over, so the 2-point conversion still counts for Truman. That'll be enforced on the kickoff.
Well, those officials, no doubt, don't have an easy job, and I'm not down there on the field, but that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, from here, it didn't look like it warranted a flag, and I just don't like a flag in that situation when you've got a tight conference ball game. The officials should never determine the outcome of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Sawyer, hey, I hear you, Sawyer. He said the pads still fit. I think I could put mine on. I may not be able to breathe once I got in them and tried to run down the field, Sawyer, but let's sneak you in on the defensive line here in the fourth quarter. So the Wildcats lead 20-18. I'm assuming the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. So Blytheville should have decent field position. We've seen a couple of pooch kicks from the Wildcats. The last one didn't turn out so well as the Blytheville returned one for a touchdown.
Looks like they'll be kicking off from very deep.
And if you'll look real close, you can barely see it in your screen, but we got a couple of our homecoming maids. Miss Ava Henley cheering in her dress, and then also, can't see down there. We got a couple of the homecoming maids cheering in their homecoming dresses. Hey, you pay a lot of money for those things. Let's get the use out of them. So the Wildcats, because of the penalty, they'll kick off from their own 25.
It's like the kid, they try to onside kick right there. Looks like there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, and by watching the officials, it looks like one of the Blytheville players had a few words for the official, and the official repaid him with the flag.
So not only might that be an unsportsmanlike, that might be an ejection for said player.
Yeah, he looked highly upset about it. Not sure what he was mouthing about. I mean, they recovered the kick, but hey, we'll take it.
Maybe a 15-yard penalty. So what is getting the ball at the 35-yard line is now your own 48.
Wow. And if you're a Blytheville fan, that's frustrating for you as well. Sawyer, they'll just put us in on goal line defense. Sawyer here, he says he didn't know if he could run either. They'll just put us in. We'll line up in the middle there and just clog up the hole. The defense right now should be fired up coming off a score. They know they got the game in their hands, especially with a stop. Man in motion, swing pass.
Number 6 here, going to cut up field. Was knocked out of the 49-yard line.
Ray Carlo comes in and puts a little pop on him, knocks him out of bounds. So the ball be spotted on the 49-yard line. It's going to be second and about 8 for Blytheville. 11:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats lead 20-18.
Oh,
Ball. Snap. Quarterback wasn't ready. The Wildcats sprint to the ball. We'll see if they can get on it. And Blytheville does get on it, but quarterback and the center not on the same page there, Evan.
And once again, I want to apologize. We're trying to watch the monitor while things are happening live in front of us. I got a little excited there.
It is for those watching at home. If we do mess up time to time, our monitor is about 5 seconds behind the actual game speed. We want to make it more enjoyable for you at home, so we do try to watch the monitor, but it's hard to do sometimes.
And this will be a deep third down for Blytheville. Third down and 27.
Yeah, we're going to call this third down and forever for Blytheville. Clock continues to run. Ball's thrown. He does catch it, but from up here it looked like he was out of bounds. Yeah, they're going to call him out of bounds.
Looked like Johnson laid it. I believe Derek King a little bit too close to the sideline there.
And if you're watching from Blytheville, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Truman Wildcat fan. He was out of bounds. I mean, it was a great catch, but he took a stride right out of bounds as he caught it. So that'll stop the clock. 10:21 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Looks like Blytheville just would like to punt here, making the smart decision.
Nearly blocked. Well, and again, I made a mistake there, Evan. But yeah, Whitsitt runs into the kicker, and that's unfortunately
Yeah, 5-yard penalty at least.
I don't think it's an automatic first down in high school, is it? It's not an automatic first down, I don't think.
It just determines what they call it here. If it's roughing the kicker, it's automatic. If it's not, if it's just running into the kicker, it's a 5-yard. I believe it stays the same down. So, excuse me, it's actually a 15-yard penalty, and then Blytheville will get the football back.
And it's a first down, automatic first down. So that ended up being a big penalty. That kind of a unfortunate penalty. Whitsitt didn't run into him intentionally. There's a lot of momentum carried him into the kicker. But nonetheless, it is a penalty. So Blytheville will get 4 more downs here. Hand the ball off, but good defensive pursuit by the Wildcats. Who do we got there on that tackle? That's
Number 53, Sam Hatcher.
so number 53, Sam Hatcher. Glad to see him go back on the field. He got up kind of slow. Hatcher's had some big plays tonight. He's been in on several big tackles there on the defensive line.
Johnson will drop back, and the ball is way sky high over his intended target.
Well, good restraint there by Harlow. I was one of those guys that wouldn't have been smart enough on that play, and I flew in and tried to break his back and probably got another 15-yard penalty. But Harlow holds up, incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock, though. 9:14 to go, third down for Blytheville as some of the Wildcats trying to get this stands on their feet. Well, and I think the official missed a hold there, but it's going to be a first down for Blytheville.
There's a simple screen pass. Good call on the Blytheville sideline.
Yeah, they executed that well. Good play call. So Blytheville's they're not going to lay down and go away, Evan. We got 8:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. And
So this is a big game for playoff implications.
Truman had them on the ropes. An unfortunate penalty on 4th and 20 or so gave Blytheville an automatic first down on a 15-yard penalty because it was roughing the kicker.
Took a toss to number 0. Looks like Parcell just missed the tackle, but it's cleaned up by number 3, Brandon Doan.
Brandon Doan cleaned it up. And again, that's what you miss from Brandon Doan when he's not in the ball game. And we talked about that earlier. Brandon's faced a few injuries, some sickness this year, and some key games. I know Coach Cook's glad to have him back on the field tonight.
That's big.
It is a big play.
Especially when you're a safety, you got to clear the alley right there.
Yep.
Make a tackle. Second down and 10. Give it the number 24, and it's cleaned up by number 6, Braden Whitsitt.
So they bring Whitsitt on the blitz, and he does exactly what he's supposed to do. Third down and 12 here for the Chickasaws. Look, it was number 22, Isaiah Carrillo.
The big hit.
Yeah, he laid the hammer down.
It is 4th down and 6. This is a huge 4th down here. With 6:50 here left to go in the 4th quarter.
So if the Wildcats and hold them here again, a lot of football left, but you're in the driver's seat if we can get the ball back here. 6:35 to go in the game. Clock continues to run.
Johnson's going to drop back, and I believe that might be either a legal shift, a legal motion, or something there. And that's a false start. Looked like they were trying to set up a screen there, and maybe got a little bit too antsy. Makes this a 4th down and 11. Ball on the Truman 39-yard line. Johnson's going to drop back. He's going to throw downfield and overthrows his defender or his receiver by a mile. And Truman will regain the ball on their own 39-yard line. Big stop by the defense.
So a big stop by the Truman Wildcat defense there is they've got an opportunity to eat some clock here. There's about 61 yards that separate them from the end zone and about 6 minutes that separate them from a win and a possible playoff berth.
Tony Costello in motion. He'll take the pitch. He'll cut up field, but he is met immediately.
Yeah, Blytheville knew what was probably coming there as the Wildcats leaning on Tony Postel to finish this game out for him. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. The clock, not sure why the clock stopped. Oh, the officials. So we've got a penalty on the play. Clock will stop. 5-yard penalty. It will remain 1st down, so it'll be 1st down and about 20. Call it 18, maybe 17. They're calling it 1st down and 17 on the scoreboard.
6:01 here left to go in the 1st. Like Braden Whitsitt trying to find a hole, doesn't find much. Should be good for about a couple yards here. Actually got more than what I thought he originally got.
Well, Blytheville has 3 timeouts here, and they're not in a position where they need to burn any of them right now. But if the Wildcats can pick up a 1st down, we could force Blytheville to maybe burn a timeout. Hostel in motion. They flip the ball to him.
It looks like there was a fumble, and
Blytheville picks it up.
Blytheville picks it up for a touchdown.
Third fumble on the night for the Wildcats, and Blytheville makes them pay with that one. That'll give them the lead, 24-20.
Major mistake by the Wildcats there.
So we've got 5:02 to go here in the fourth quarter. Blytheville with the big defensive touchdown. A lot of time going to be left on the clock for the Wildcats, but the pressure does go on the Wildcats. We kind of put a little pressure on Blytheville there as we led late here in this game. Now the Wildcats do not have an option but to go down and score. And this is a big extra point. We stop this extra point here. Blytheville's going to go for 2. Truman could take the lead with a touchdown. And Blytheville's going to take a timeout and talk about it. They realize how big of a play that is too. So we're going to pause just for a second and we'll be right back. So we are back. Blytheville coming out of the timeout. Big 2-point conversion here for the Chickasaws.
Looks like they're going to reverse pass here. Number 24 has a lane, but he has a wide open receiver in the
Wide open.
Back in the end zone.
Yeah, executed well there. 26-20. Wildcats down here late in the fourth quarter. 5:02 to go in the ball game. And these Wildcats, they need to keep the pep in their step, as they say. I mean, they played well on offense tonight, so there's no doubt in my mind we have the ability to drive the ball down the field. We got to eliminate the penalties. We got to eliminate mistakes.
Got 5:02 here left to go in the fourth quarter. There's enough time. You still got all 3 timeouts. I mean,
yeah, plenty of time. We need one of those long drives like we had in the first half. And we're still moving the ball here in the second half. We were moving the ball when we fumbled.
Just got to stick to your brand of football. I think Brandon Dome's going to take the ball here. And it just it looks like he just trips up.
They just slipped up on that, and Brandon not upset with himself slipping.
Turf monster will get you.
It will do it.
Ball's on the Truman 25. You have to go 75 yards here in about 5 minutes. And
you got 5 minutes to go 75 yards. Our offense is designed for those kind of drives. We'll see if the Wildcats can execute.
Like Brady wants it, will cut up field here. Get enough to about the 32-yard line. That's a good gain of about
Maybe
7.
a face mask there. I sure hope it is.
It'll be huge.
And it is a face mask. So big penalty for the Wildcats as they'll get the tack on some yards. That's not the big face mask. It was just a 10-yarder. Hostel hit immediately but breaks away. He's going up the middle. So he'll take
and he is carrying the pile here.
He turned a 4-yard loss into about a 20-yard carry.
Getting a nice push from his offensive line at the end there. Big 70 Victor Gutierrez coming in there.
An offensive line, you deserve a pat on the back there, Sam, with your blocks. Tony Postel keeping those legs moving. That's why you never give up on a play, Evan. I mean, it looked like he was just busted in the backfield, but he kept those legs moving. The line kept blocking, and we find ourselves in Blytheville territory. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball on about the 46, 47-yard line of the Blytheville Chickasaws.
Like they'll have a handoff under here. It looks like it go to Brady Winston, but he's wrapped up immediately.
Well, not a bad play call there. I think, Coach Cook realizes Tony Postel has carried the ball most of the night, and Blytheville's looking for him to get the ball, so they faked the toss. We've got an injured player down here, so we'll have an official timeout. And I agree, Sawyer, that's a good comparison. He said Tony was looking like Derrick Henry on that play. He's right. I don't think it's... Looks like we got number 50, Jacob Jones, down on that play, and he is moving around. Not sure where the pain's coming from, but he does appear to be in quite a bit of pain. But moving legs, arms, all that good stuff. Sometimes you can get a stinger, and it can feel like something's broken, but hopefully he'll be able to shake it off and walk off. And Truman fortunate enough to have athletic trainers on the sideline, as a lot of schools don't have that, so they're able to get immediate attention, and that's good for the opposing teams. Our athletic trainers will service the opposing teams as well. We're trying to get, and Jones is on his feet. It looks like he's holding that arm. Man, and we hope he is all right. It looks like he's in quite a bit of pain, holding that arm, hand kind of hanging down, so hopefully nothing broken, maybe just bruised real good, but glad to see him at least walk off the field. So the Wildcats will try to get a win for Jones here. His 2nd down and 10. Postel in motion. He'll get the ball up the middle. He picks up the 1st down and more.
And he fumbles the ball, and he's picked up by number 77, Zane Price.
Hey, Zane Price.
The senior coming up big right there.
He's going to be smiling when he's fixing that Subway sandwich for me, because we're going to talk about that.
And it looks like he might have got banged up a little bit right there.
Oh, he did. He did take a hit, but he will go down in the books for some rushing yards tonight.
Hey, man, I love that kid right there. He's a great kid.
Yeah, Zane is a great kid.
Love him and his brother Justin, both. They're big guys, but man, they can play some backyard football.
Can they? Yeah,
they're good.
Good guys, and hopefully he can get over here and shake it off. We need him back in the game. He's walking it off down here on the sideline. But we need Big 77 in the ball game.
Ethan Swindle's going to come in here. And it looks like Braden Whitson might have got a hold of
I got immediately. That's going to be a hold on Braxton Cook, I'm afraid. Braxton, if I'm blaming you and it ain't you, I apologize, but I thought that was who I picked up over there. But
I think it may have been on Braden Whitson.
Oh, okay.
Looked like Braden Whitson was trying to get.
Oh, hey.
Oh, it looks like Zane Price coming back into the game here.
All right, good to see Zane back in the game. Ethan Swindle did his job, came in and made some blocks, and that's what you always got to be ready on the sideline. You never know when your number's going to get called. Not to sound like an old guy, but you always wonder, would Tom Brady have been the Tom Brady without an injury?
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady got his very first appearance off of a Drew Brees injury. Went on to be the greatest quarterback to ever play the game.
So Caden Duncan's going to roll out here on 1st down.
Looking downfield, throws it away. Smart move by Donovan.
Had some receivers downfield, but he was just drawn out of the pocket right there.
Well, and that's where you show Donovan's growing as a quarterback. You know, just a junior, first year under center, if you want to say that. I know we don't get under center a whole lot, but first year under center, and you know, 2 games in, maybe he throws a dumb pass there. But that time he throws it out of bounds. But Wildcats got a lot of grass to cover. 2:31 to go. Ball on about the 36-yard line. Second down and about 20.
Looks like a reverse to Brandon Dome. He's going to cut it upfield.
Ball barely comes loose, and we might have another hold. Usually when you see a flag in the backfield.
Oh, and it looks like Brandon Dome might be hurt a little bit here. Well, it looks like a flag came in late. I'm not sure if the ref was just late or may have been a flag on the tackle.
They're pointing against Truman, huh?
Looks like both players got kind of the bad end of that right there.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird kind of turn when they hit each other.
Be on Truman.
Well, the Wildcats have got 2 plays here to get a first down, and the season may be on the line. You know, Truman does not win this ball game tonight. They find themselves in a must-win situation against Cave City, but Batesville Southside. And Batesville Southside undefeated thus far, beat a very good Highland team at Batesville Southside.
Looks like Tony Postel's going to take the pitch, gets enough, falls his blockers, gets to about the 24-23 yard line.
Well, it's not over till the fat lady sings, as they say, but she's warming up. If we don't get the ball converted right here, it's going to be, well, they're calling it 3rd down, so it is 4th down. It's 4th down and 8 for the Wildcats, so
Got 2:08 here left to go.
a state playoff berth could be on the line with this play. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Truman does still have all 3 timeouts. That could play into the game. Coach Cook.
Looks like they're gonna. Looks like there's a miscommunication here.
Yeah,
looks like Coach Cook's gonna take a timeout.
Yeah, Cook was trying to call the play in. Noticed the play clock went dwindling down, and not a bad timeout overall. Anyway, you got 3 timeouts. You're still gonna have 2 left. Settle your team down because you've got to convert here. If you don't convert, time is not on your side. Again, they'll still have 2 timeouts to burn. They will force Blytheville to most likely have to get at least 1 first down to keep the clock from continuing to run.
Exhibition basketball at halftime. Chris 45.
So you might have been able to hear Jay Paul over the mic there. Not sure how much you guys can hear at home from his mic, but the Razorbacks do lead by 12 points at halftime over #1 Kansas. Looks like the Razorbacks preseason number 16 in basketball. Kansas #1, exhibition game at Bud Walton Arena. Evan, it looked like people were camping out since Thursday for that game.
Yeah, man. Not even a regular season game yet either. Just an exhibition game.
Well, here we go. Maybe the most exciting play of the night as these Wildcat fans are on their feet.
It looks like Tony Postel's going to take it. It looks downfield. It looks like his one receiver got tripped up, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. And it looks like Coach Cook is
Upset about something, and it might have been some interference.
And there's a flag. There's a flag that's been thrown.
Might be a sideline warning, but I do agree. I do think there was some interference.
Like Brandon Dome was caught up in the Blytheville safety.
They're going to call intentional grounding. And, of course, Blytheville will decline that penalty, so it'll be first down Blytheville, 2 minutes, 2 seconds to go here in the ball game.
Yeah,
I mean, what would make that intentional grounding? You had a receiver in the area.
He's outside the pocket, too, so.
I'm not real sure. Yeah, he was outside of the tackles. There was a receiver in the area.
That is killer for the Truman
Yeah,
offense.
that's big. It looked like the receiver might have got tripped up, so you could have the argument there should have been a pass interference call, but
That play stings if you're Truman right now. You got to get a stop here.
yeah, Blytheville gets a first down, ball game's over. Right now, you can stop them. You got 2 timeouts, and they do just that. Cubitt excited about that play.
It's a tackle, and looks like Coach Cook might run the play clock here a little bit before wasting his timeouts. A lot of time going to get knocked off the clock for Blytheville, though.
Yeah, Blytheville could run it down to about a minute and 12, 13 seconds. There's about a minute 30 on the clock and about 19 seconds on the play clock. So they've got to snap the ball under 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2. They do get the snap off. And again, guys, I'm sorry. I was watching out the window and not the screen, but
Great tackle on here for Brandon John Brown. It looks like they will call a timeout there. 3rd down and 10 with a minute here left to go.
so the Wildcats will call a timeout. Now, they're doing it the hard way, but still plenty of time for the Wildcats to score here. You get a stop here, Blytheville will most likely make us burn that last timeout. I mean, I would. I mean, if I'm coaching Blytheville, I'm going to make us burn that last timeout. Well, if you're Blytheville here, I mean, to me, the obvious choice is to put the ball on the ground. You think they would have enough courage to put it in the air?
I mean, I would assume so.
I mean, you put it in the air, you take the chance of an interception, you take the chance of an incomplete pass, the clock stops, we still get to save a timeout, but you also catch the defense off guard.
Mm-hmm. Here we go, big 3rd down. There's a screen pass right there. Number 5 cuts up the sideline. He's going to cut upfield, and Drake Harlow misses the tackle there, and that is a touchdown for Blytheville. That is a wow.
Yeah, there's flags on the play, and I see a lot of Truman fans pointing backwards, so we'll see. They're going to call a hold, I think. I mean, typically that when the flag's in the backfield like that.
And the holding call saves the Wildcats season right there.
Drake needs to go shake that official's hand real quick. That's a tough play to stop, but nothing but wide open field. I mean, Truman lives to play another down, so it's going to be 3rd down and
should be about
16, 3rd and 16 maybe. Or is that a 10-yarder?
10-yard penalty.
Just a huge penalty for Blytheville. We talked about it earlier in this game. First half, matter of fact. Blytheville's had some key penalties at key times.
Even at the end of the day, though, Blytheville can't be mad about that. You knocked off 9 seconds of clock right there with that play.
Yeah, it doesn't just completely knock them out. I mean, now if Truman comes up with a big stop here, things get interesting. Well, once again, I mean, you saw some Truman fans get on their feet and thought they were leaving the ball game, thought it was over, but the holding call gives some life back to Truman. We've got 51 seconds on the game clock, if you're wondering at home. 51 seconds. Of course, Truman trails 26-20. A stop right here. Blytheville would most likely force Truman to call their last time out. But it's still anybody's ball game. I mean, if Blytheville has to punt from here on the field, I mean, that's tough on a punter. He's going to be standing in the end zone, almost in the end zone. And that's without, just from the line of scrimmage here.
We'll scramble to the...
Well, they do get him out. They force him towards the sideline, and they do push him out of bounds.
And it looks like there's some shoving on the sideline there. Ref's got to get over there and break that up, especially in a moment of the game like this.
Yeah, we don't need a 15-yarder here. That would be ball game if Truman got assessed with a 15-yard penalty there. So Drake Harlow able to get him pushed out of bounds. And that was Chris Hatcher on that carry.
I mean, if you're Blytheville, you got to stay in bounds.
Oh, you do.
You got to
I mean,
down.
And you would think as a coach they were probably told that. But I mean, it's great for Truman. They're going to have one timeout if they get a stop here. Nearly blocked it, but didn't quite get back. And it takes a Truman bounce, and I apologize, I'm ahead again, but ball takes a Truman bounce.
That is a favorable bounce for Truman.
It doesn't get much more exciting than this. 35 seconds on the clock. Truman's going to have the ball on the 35-yard line of Blytheville. So a state playoff berth might come down to this last 35 seconds for the Wildcats. And again, we've still got 2 games left in the season, but for those of you out there watching, the top 5 teams go to the playoffs. Right now, Blytheville has the 5th spot. Truman's in number 6. So the winner of this game would be in that 5th spot, solid chance to go to the playoffs. Now, both teams have 2 conference games the next 2 weeks. Little trickery here. Postel throws the ball down the field, and it's no good. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. I don't see any flags on the play.
Looked like Harlow shoving a little bit down there with the Blytheville D-back.
And I would agree on a little bit late on the chat here on the live stream. That was a great run by number 5 earlier. Wow, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Wildcats. So 30 seconds left on the clock. 1st and 15. The ball is on the 43-yard line. 43-yard line of the Chickasaws. And that was Derek King, number 5, earlier with that carry.
Teddy Roman's going to step up in the pocket, and he is sacked, and that is a killer for Truman.
Yeah, you got to try not to take that sack. To Donovan's defense, he was not outside the tackles. I think he knew he couldn't just throw it away, but you've got to avoid that sack. Truman will burn their last time out, and we've got 20 seconds on the clock. There's probably going to be enough time for maybe 2 plays. Now, if you're Coach Cook in this timeout, you've got to talk about, if we don't convert, spiking the ball. You got time you could spike the ball and lose 1 down. So you got to be telling those guys, hey, here's the play we're running. If we don't get the 1st down, spike the ball. Here's the next play we're running. really, even with a first down, you got to talk about spiking the ball. If you don't get out of bounds, clock can easily run out. So I would have to think in that conversation they're talking as much about the clock as they are what play they're going to run. Well, Evan, it's been an exciting night. It's hard to believe football season's nearing an end. Truman Wildcats have one more home ball game, November the 8th. And then for this household, basketball season cranks up November 22nd. So Wildcats Donovan with the ball. He's trying to get out of bounds. I don't know if he did or not. I can't tell if he got out of bounds over there.
Looked like he did, luckily.
Yeah. And, hey, it's easy to say it from up here, but if you're Donovan, you got to get rid of that ball when you're running towards the sideline, or make sure you get out of bounds. That was too close to call for me. So. Okay. A little confusion here. Truman thought the penalty was against them. The White Hats saying no, that was a penalty against Blytheville. Not sure what the call was.
Could be unnecessary roughness on the hit.
Well, it'd be a huge 15-yarder if Truman was able to get that here. Well, now now they're walking it back. I'm a little bit ahead of the game, but you'll see here they're walking it back. Not real sure.
That is killer.
Yeah, that's killer. I mean, this is probably going to be the last play from scrimmage for the Wildcats. It is only second down, but there's only 13 seconds left on the clock.
It's like Truman's just going to say, hey, just...
So you can't spike the ball. I mean, you're in a situation here where you've got to convert. And they're going to have 4 receivers set.
The clock is going. This should be the last play of the game. And that is the ball game.
And time will expire. So, unfortunately, Blytheville spoils the homecoming for the Truman Wildcats. They'll get away with a conference win, 26-20 tonight. And I'm proud of these Wildcats. I wish the outcome would have been different. Evan, I've enjoyed the season. I won't be back on November the 8th out of town that weekend, but we appreciate all the fans tuning in. I appreciate Coach Cook for allowing us to be up here and do this. Appreciate Zane Nance, but Blytheville will walk away with a conference win, Evan.
Yeah, I mean, that's killer. Truman's got to come back. I mean, you play a really good Southside team, and then you got Cape City up ahead. I believe Cape City is for senior night, if I'm not mistaken.
That is true. So, well, everybody be careful. Enjoy the nice weekend. We're signing off. Go Truman Wildcats.